My name is Shivakrishnan and I upload videos related to data analytics and its tools such as Power BI and Excel, and I also upload videos related to AI. So चैनल पे नए हो तो स्वागत है आपका इस चैनल पे. In case you are new to my channel, I would like to extend a warm welcome. And to the existing subscribers, thank you very much for staying connected with me for a longer period of time. And I really appreciate your support. Alright. Now, today's video is going to be very interesting for sure and very helpful and very useful for you. Now, here we will dive into the subject of psychology. Okay, studying the human mind and how it works, human behavior, and all that. So, I'll write what are the tactics employed by manipulators to control people, to control people for their gains. Okay, so this is going to be very useful for sure. क्या होता है ना, कुछ लोग मैनिपुलेट करते हैं. ठीक है, तो मैनिपुलेट का वर्ड का मतलब ही कैसा है कि सामने वाला, मतलब सामने वाले को आपने ऐसा घुमाया कि इसमें आपने सामने वाले को कंट्रोल करके अपने फ़ायदे के लिए अपने सामने वाले को कैसे कंट्रोल किया अनएथिकल तरीके में. ठीक है, तो मैनिपुलेटर्स वही वही काम करते हैं. राइट, दैट्स व्हाट मैनिपुलेटर्स डू. ओके, so what are the tactics employed by manipulators to control people for their gains? And let's ask AI. Okay, so here are many tactics that is employed by manipulators. Wow, you see, even if you don't have a degree in psychology or studying the human behavior, AI will be an amazing tool to help you. So here are few tactics that the manipulators use. All right, they use a wide variety of psychological tactics to control others for their personal gain. First is gaslighting. They distort reality, making their victim doubt their own perception, memory or sanity. Okay, so gaslighting, yes. मतलब यहाँ पे क्या है ना कि सामने वाले का जो याददाश्त है, सामने वाले का जो परसेप्शन है, ठीक है, नज़रिया है, मेमोरी है, और उसको ना अपने मतलब घुमा फिरा कर, मतलब डाउट करने लायक आपने कुछ कह दिया ना. राइट, ये मैनिपुलेटर्स लोग यही करते हैं. वो लोग क्या करते हैं, उनका जो विक्टिम होता है, टारगेट विक्टिम, उस टारगेट विक्टिम का परसेप्शन है, उनका मेमोरी है, उसी को डाउट करा दिया. तो सामने वाला थोड़ा कंफ्यूज फील करेगा एंड उसके थ्रू they can be controlled. That's tactic number one. Then we have guilt tripping. Okay, तो ये अक्सर मैंने देखा है, ये मेरे साथ भी हुआ था, and I figured out a way to deal with this. Guilt tripping. Okay, so they make target feel guilty for things they shouldn't and causing them to act out of obligation or shame. मतलब सामने वाले को आपने दोषी फील कराया, जबकि इसमें सामने वाला को दोषी फील कराने का ज़रूरत है ही नहीं. राइट, आपने सामने वाले को गिल्टी फील करा के आपने सामने वाले को काम, मतलब जो मैनिपुलेटर्स जो हैं वही करते हैं. राइट, दे यूज़ गिल्ट ट्रिपिंग. फॉर एग्जांपल, आफ्टर एवरीथिंग आई हैव डन फॉर यू, you still will not help me. Okay, see these kind of statements, or they will use something like, if you love me then you would have done this for me. Okay, so this is how, they use guilt tripping. And guilt tripping is also done by people that you don't even know. This is done even by some course creators also. I've observed this. They use guilt tripping to control others for their personal gain. Okay, and then we have love bombing and withdrawal. They shower the target with so much of attention and affection to build dependency, and then they suddenly withdraw it. Now, this is also a very, very interesting tactic. Okay, and then playing the victim. Okay, and they are the ones who present themselves as being wronged or suffering unfairly to manipulate sympathy. Very awesome point. Fear and threat. They induce fear, whether subtle or direct. सटल यानी मतलब बोलते हैं ना, जो ऊपर ऊपर से दिखेगा नहीं लेकिन है वो एक बड़े गुप्त तरीके में, गुप्त नहीं कहूँगा, मतलब एकदम बोलते हैं ना डायरेक्टली, बिना बताए, इनडायरेक्टली उसको एक तरीके से सेटल किया जा सकता है। या फिर डायरेक्ट तरीके में भी कुछ लोग को धमका कर, डरा के काम करा सकते हैं, कंट्रोल करके। ओके, एंड देन ट्रायंगुलेशन। They involve third party to steer competition or distrust among the targets. For example, everyone else agrees with me, why don't you? And when you find out, when you try to find out that there is no such thing as everybody, this is actually a manufactured thing. Okay, it's also one of the tactics. Selective praise and conditional approval. They withhold validation, making the target constantly work for acceptance. For example, you are smart, but you shall never be successful unless you listen to me. See, but this is done in a very subtle and a very covert manner, making sure that the target is dependent on that manipulator for acceptance. So that way, the target is being very dependent on this manipulator, and that way the manipulator has the control, right? And then you have overloading with information, and they constantly bombard the victim with excessive details or fast talking to confuse them. This is also very common tactic. All right, they overcomplicate simple situations to prevent critical thinking. Mirroring and pacing, they mimic behaviors and interests to seem trustworthy or likable. Wow. And lastly, blame shifting. They deflect responsibility and pin their mistakes on others. Right? For example, they would say, oh, you're being very egoistic, whereas they themselves can't see the ego that they are going through. Right? So I will also ask, so yes, here AI is asking me, would you like to discuss how to recognize and counteract manipulation? Yes, please help me. Please help with strategies to counter above tactics used by manipulators. Okay, so let's see what AI has to say. Absolutely. Gaslighting, trust your reality. Okay, keep the records, messages, emails to reinforce your memory. Set firm boundaries with manipulators. Okay, very good. Guilt tripping, reject false application. Absolutely. So when you know that you're assessing the situation logically, you have to find out, are you genuinely responsible or are you being guilt tripped? If you're being guilt tripped, then rejected false obligation. Okay, and it says respond with neutrality. I understand you feel that way, but this decision is best for me. Love bombing and withdrawal. Maintain emotional independence. Absolutely. Be wary of extreme highs and lows in someone's behavior. Rely on self validation. Absolutely. Playing the victim. Don't internalize their narrative. And then fear and threats. Stay rational, not reactive. Avoid engaging in emotional argument. Call out their behavior directly by saying that, I'm not threatened easily. Okay, so let's talk respectfully. Meaning you're asserting control. And then triangulation. Ignore the third party pressure. Make decision based on facts. Wow, AI is so amazing, right? And then selective praise and conditional approval. Value your self worth. Overloading with information, slow down the conversation. Mirroring pacing, test for authenticity. Blame shifting, hold them accountable. So here AI has given some awesome answers, and I'll mention all this in the description so that you can get the details. All right. So thank you so much for patiently watching the video. In case you're new to my channel, do subscribe to this channel. So thank you so much. Take care. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.